I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Aether Clinic and Aether Yoga, and today we're going to talk about the birth process. So we'll talk a little bit about what happens in the birth process, and we'll go downstairs to the yoga studio and we'll do some exercises that can be helpful during labour. Labour can start with contractions, or for some women their waters break first. Other people feel a pain in the back and don't feel the contractions in the front. It can vary. The first stage of labour is the early contractions, where the contractions are causing the cervix to open, and this is known as the latent phase, and it can be the longest phase of the delivery. Established labour is when the cervix has dilated to 4 centimetres and the contractions are opening the cervix. Now there can be a long time that it might feel like you are in full labour, and if you go to the hospital you may be sent away unless they determine that you are in established labour. It's time to contact your midwife when you're having about 3 contractions in every 10 minutes when they're regular, if your waters are broken, if you feel that you need pain relief, or if there's anything you're worried about. This is the stage where it's really helpful to do breathing exercises and gentle exercises to keep your mobility and help ease your pain. It's also a good time to have something to eat and drink and keep your strength up for the coming marathon of the labour. Every labour is a different length. Usually the first one is longer than if your first baby than other ones. It can be different with everyone, and every time is different. It might also be helpful to have a gentle massage, particularly of your back, to help ease pain, and having a warm shower or a warm bath may also be pleasant and help ease the pain. Your midwife will offer you internal examinations once you're in hospital and explain why that's needed. They may also give you pain relief if you need that. It's very good to stay active, and this is what I'll be showing you down in the yoga studio. Even if you are hooked up on monitors, it's still possible to do some exercises that will help. Your cervix needs to dilate to about 10 centimetres to allow the baby's head to pass through, and this is what's called being fully dilated. It can take 8 to 12 hours to reach this stage in the first baby, and 3 to 5 in others. There, as I said, every case can be different. Your midwife will listen to the baby's heartbeat and may also suggest some electronic monitoring depending on the circumstances. Sometimes a little clip called a fetal heart monitor may be attached to the baby's head just to get an accurate reading of the heart rate. This is only in a case where it's considered necessary and not standard procedure. If the labour is progressing too slowly, there may be interventions like breaking the waters, the membranes around the baby, to help speed things up, or you may be given oxytocin or syntocin drip, and that helps to speed up the contractions. The second stage is where it's really important to have those psoas muscles that pass through the pelvis nice and relaxed, so the baby doesn't get the shoulders stuck in this second stage. So if you are still able to move around, it's really good to keep moving in a way that helps to release the psoas muscles, making space for baby's shoulders to pass down. You may have already decided the way you would like to give birth, whether it's sitting, squatting, if you're strong enough for that, or on all fours. There may be circumstances where you do need to lay down and you may not be able to do what you'd hope to do. However, it's good to plan and build up your strength to be able to take the option that you would like for delivery. You may also like to lay on your side. Your midwife will help you get comfortable and also discuss it with your birth partner so they know how best to support you. Once the cervix is fully dilated and the baby moves down the birth canal towards the vagina, you may feel the urge to push, and you will be guided by your midwife whether to push or whether to relax. If you've had an epidural, you may not feel this urge to push. If you do feel the urge, it's a little bit like the urge when you need to have a poo. This stage of labour should last no more than about 3 hours in your first birth and 2 hours in following births. This stage requires work on your part and it's good to get the support of your birth partner and your midwife to help you through it. When the baby's almost ready to come out, the midwife may ask you to stop pushing, relax a little and take some breaths to allow the whole area to soften. This is to enable the head to be born slowly and to allow the perineum, or the skin around the vagina and the anus, to stretch gently, allowing passage of the baby's head, which is the biggest part. Sometimes an episiotomy is required, which is a cut to prevent tearing if this is looking like it could be a problem. You'll normally have a local anaesthetic before this and stitching afterwards. Small tears, small natural tears, tend to heal really quickly and easily. Larger tears are what we want to avoid. Once the baby's head is born, it's only another couple of contractions until the rest of the body is out. And all being well, you should be able to hold your baby skin to skin very soon, very quickly. And sometimes they may even creep up to latch on very early. The third stage of labour is when the placenta is delivered. This can either be done naturally or actively. The active process involves having an injection of oxytocin in the thigh to help this speed up the process of the delivery of the placenta. The oxytocin injection helps the womb contract to expel the placenta. There is evidence to suggest that it's better not to cut the umbilical cord immediately, unless of course there's a medical reason for doing so, and some people would say wait until the cord stops pulsing. So there are different ideas on this, and it's good to be sure that you know your desires beforehand and can voice them. There are many things you may want to take into the delivery with you. If you've been using homeopathic remedies, there are good pregnancy kits that you can use during delivery, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything that's medically needed. And you may want to take some essential oils, definitely something to drink and something to eat, and you may want to have something to eat afterwards that you have been avoiding or having to avoid all the way through your pregnancy. Of course, none of this replaces any medical care, and if you are in need of your midwife or going to hospital, then you need to choose the right moment to do that, as we discussed earlier. So many of the things I'm going to show you today we've done in other videos. It's just to give you an idea of what you can possibly do in delivery to help you. So in the first stage, particularly when you're at home, you may be feeling a lot of intense contractions even though you're not in what's called fully established labour. One of the really important things is to wiggle, to move those hips. Just wiggle around, keep them moving. Everything's expanding and moving in the pelvis, so we want to keep it nice and open. A bit like belly dancing your way through. Also walking around and walking side to side, walking up and down if you can, up and down stairs. Just keep some gentle movement and keep it nice and soft and easy to keep yourself mobile. Now if you have a ball, you can do that side to side, rotations on the ball as well. Just find what works for you. Coming on all fours into cat-cow, so with the butt above the knees, straight spine. Make sure that your belly can hang nicely. You might want to wag your tail a little just to get things moving. You may want to make some circles with your tailbone, moving the pelvis. You may want to do some cat-cow. When you're in intense contractions, you may find that pose of a child, wide leg pose of a child, with supporting your arms and allowing your belly to hang, may just help to ease off some of those contractions. And think of them as riding a wave, and breathe your way through them. You may also want to do that supported on a ball if you have one. Keeping yourself nice and easy, rocking side to side or gently forwards and backwards, just easing and keeping the belly free. You can also do a wide leg pose of a child on the ball, supported by the ball. If you're comfortable on your knees with your feet wide apart, you may want to lean forwards and do a little lunge to ease through that psoas muscle, getting ready for second stage where the baby passes through, and we want to keep those nice and open to prevent the baby's shoulders getting stuck. So do that one side or the other or both. Another way to stretch through the psoas muscle and to get some freedom in the pelvis is to bring one leg up on a chair. You can support on your knee or hands on the chair. You can bend the other knee if you need to. It takes off the stretch of the psoas, but it does give some freedom in the pelvis. And keeping some movement is always a good thing. You may also want to use a chair to support you, and bend your knees and just have a wiggle to free the pelvis. Using a ball, a birthing ball, or it's called many other different kind of balls, in this case it would be a birthing ball. We're going to reach up and drape your body over the ball and gently rock side to side. So we're keeping the back nice and relaxed and just giving a little gentle rock to ease all the way through the vertebra. And whichever side feels comfortable. We can also bring that forward on the diagonal to give a slightly different angle. Make sure the head's relaxed. There are times you'll want to just be able to relax. If it's comfortable, you might want to get your birth partner to massage your lower back for you. And it's good to do both sides. Gently rocking, mobilizing the spine. And on the front diagonal, just sitting on the ball and having a gentle wiggle or some circles is also very soothing and possible to do if you're hooked up to monitors as well. You may choose to give birth squatting or on a birthing stool or on all fours or on your side, or you may need to give birth on your back. And this is all if you're managing a natural delivery. If you need interventions, then you'll be in the hands of the medical professionals who will take you through it. I wish you a wonderful birthing experience and the joy of holding your beautiful baby in your arms. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I'm passionate about sharing my yoga journey and all the wonderful things that yoga has to offer for our life and our benefit. And I really look forward to sharing more with you and hope you join me more on my journey. Please like, subscribe, chat to me, ask me any questions, and connect with me on my other channels. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, my Facebook page, my website. So thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether by Yoga.